What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So today we're going to talk about what you should be doing or not doing on your off days. You see, the question comes in all the time, Jeff, what am I supposed to do on my non-workout days? Well, if you're training with ATHLEAN-X and you're doing what I tell you, and that is to train at your utmost intensity while you do train, you should be taking your off days as real off days. But I know that there are some people that insist on doing something, and for those guys, I wanted to give you some guidance as to what I think are the best activities to do. And I will say this, if you're somebody that's trying to lose weight, it does give you a good opportunity to bring in some additional volume that we're going to cover here with some more conditioning. For those guys that are struggling to put on weight, trust me, promise, listen to me. I promise that if you take those days to do nothing but recover, you're going to grow muscle faster. You have to give yourself a chance to do that. That being said, in terms of the type of activities here, I'll take you for a little quick tour around the Xbox here of what I would suggest. Number one of the best exercises that I recommend is a sled push. The reason why I like the sled push, there's no real eccentric component to this exercise. There's not a real eccentric loading component to this exercise. If you contrast that with, say, a bench press and you have that heavy force under a load, that's what does a lot of the damage to the muscles that, yes, is responsible for them coming back, growing stronger and bigger, but at the same time, it's just adding on to this recovery that you're already not able to recover from. So you got the sled push. Again, you're really generating force without that having to control the eccentric on the move. The same thing can be said here for a med ball for slams. You're able to pick up a med ball here, you can express the power because you can come up and down, and you don't really have to, again, eccentrically load that. You're just doing more of the concentric and working on conditioning at the same time, because if you pick this thing up 20, 30, 40 times in a consolidated period of time, you're going to get a conditioning effect. Battle ropes, another thing. Again, our AX customized battle ropes, you know that battle ropes give you the opportunity to do lots of upper body conditioning. You know, no matter how you move the ropes and how you're doing them, the fact of the matter is this can be done for time. Could definitely get your heart rate up. Again, doesn't have a lot of that eccentric component that a traditional weighted exercise might have. Moving around the gym, again, heavier guy, someone that needs to burn additional calories. They need to kind of get a little bit more work in to accelerate their fat loss. Conditioning is a great idea. Jump rope, you all know how much I feel it is a great exercise for you. It's not very high impact. Again, for a higher impact exercise or a ballistic exercise, it really isn't that high of impact, especially if you're just doing regular 2-foot jumps. The idea is to accumulate time and burn some extra calories. Conditioning wise, you could do it on traditional cardio. I do tell you that you're better off doing high intensity interval training than slow, steady cardio. If you want to do this though on your extra days, remember we're doing high intensity interval training during our ATHLEAN-X training. If you're going to do this on your extra days, that will be the nice time for you to sort of work in a little bit more of the steady state, lower intensity work just to, again, accumulate more minutes. Walking around the gym again, ab work. Ab work, I always talk about ab work. I don't care if you're doing it in a captain's chair. I always talk about ab work and the benefits of doing that more frequently. Your abs can tolerate up to 7 days a week of training. So if you just have that itch and you have to do something, and you want to do exercises as opposed to some of these things I've showed you already, this is where you want to focus, not with the weights, just working on your abs. Again, short, sweet, 6-7 minutes, done. And again, running, if you want to run, certainly you can run. You can even run on a treadmill. As I always say, I'd like to see you run outside if you can. If you can't, whatever, maybe the elements don't let you do it. The idea is you can incorporate a little extra time and minutes, especially if that is your goal. If, again, you are a hard gainer, forget this. Forget that. Maybe do the sled push, things that will actually work on power too, but some of these steady state, longer duration activities, forget them. You do not need them if you're trying to put on muscle mass. And of course, finally, you know, supplementation, I don't let any of our pro players leave a training session without taking recovery. This is our RX3 reconstruction. I don't let them leave without taking it. We prioritize recovery so much here. As I talked about before in Major League Baseball, our athletes there, that we put recover on the freaking bottle just to make sure they know quickly what they're supposed to be taking in terms of maximizing recovery. Rest is extremely important. You cannot underestimate the value of rest. Everything we do in the gym, everything we take, everything we do to feed our bodies after training is so much more important than sometimes even what you're doing in the gym, because I'm expecting that you're going to give your all when you train. That is the goal. Don't come in here and half-ass it. Come in here and give everything you've got because then you can go home and maximize the other 23 hours and 30 minutes or 23 hours and 45 minutes or whatever. My math sucks, but you know, the idea is the other 23 hours that you have in that day, that's where you're going to actually benefit and reap the rewards of what you did in the gym. Don't screw that part up. That part is the most important. So a little picture here, a little walk around the gym to give you the idea of what you could be doing. I might have some options that will work for you. Maybe some of these won't. Last thing I'll say, if you're going to do body weight training, if you want to do some light body weight, you want to keep that pace at a fairly faster pace than normal. Again, minimize the eccentric loading, keep it at a little bit of a faster pace, and do not train to failure in that case. It's just for enhancing blood flow to a muscle, maybe to make it feel a little bit better, maybe a little bit more loose. It's like a dynamic flexibility approach to your body weight training. But that's it. Do not load so much. Prioritize your rest and recovery. All right, guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments below. If there's any of the things I showed you here that you'd like to see more of in future videos, maybe the battle ropes, maybe the sled, certain drills, I'll do my best to cover them. Just let me know in the comments below, and I'll do that. All right, guys, if you're looking for a complete training program that will give you everything you need to do, it's over at ATHLEAN-X.com, our ATHLEAN-X training system. We prioritize rest and recovery, but of course we kick your ass when it's time to train. That's over at ATHLEAN-X. I'll be back here, guys, and again in just a few days. See ya.